that's pretty funny. But I wasn't sure if it really was funny. So I called my best friend up and I said, Eric, get over here. I'm going to commit suicide and I got to talk to you. Called him up. I said, Eric, I'm going to commit suicide. And to that, the phone dropped and he was over instantly. And he was very concerned. He said, tell me about it. I said, well, here's what I'm going to do. Oh, he said, how are you going to do it? I said, well, you know I'm a wimp. And I said, I'm going to do carbon monoxide poisoning. He said, well, not here. You're not going to do it at home. He said, you want to use my garage? That's a friend. You see, my brain's a little bit different than your brain. My brain's wired a little bit differently. And the same event where you just look at it and say, well, that's just a bad thing that happened. I look at it a little differently sometimes. And sometimes that bad event becomes much worse than maybe it really was. And it stays with me a lot longer. And we have to educate them that the disease isn't my fault, that I didn't do anything to get this, and that I should be treated the same as if I told you I had prostate cancer. Now, until we end the stigma, we're going to have suicides. We're going to have young people that don't get help because they don't want their friends to know about it. Oh my, I just have to pull my car in, close the door, turn the engine on, make sure I fill the gas tank up. You'd be amazed how many people I read about don't fill the gas tank up. I don't know why. Instead of just going in and renting a garage and doing it, I went to pick up my prescription. Started calling around. About the second one I called said, are you lucky you called us? I said, why is that? They said, we have a deal. I said, what's the deal? If you sign a 2-year contract, we'll give you the first month's free. And I started laughing hysterically because I stayed on the internet and I started calling other places trying to get a better deal. We started laughing. He said, so what was going to be your last meal? I said, my last meal? I didn't think about he said, well, you can't kill yourself without having a last meal. And I said, well, my favorite thing in the whole world is a Dairy Queen Blizzard with pecans only. And he looked at me with a straight face and he said, would it be a large? And with a straight face, I said, no, I only get a medium. He said, why wouldn't you get a large? And we both started laughing again. And what I learned was this whole thing was hysterical. But most importantly, when I started telling him this, I felt so much better. I learned to reframe these incidences, to look for humor.